Aging hits everyone differently. For the Sigma male, it is not a concession to time, but a sharpening of everything that made him distinct. He ages like a fine bourbon, bold, layered, and not everyone's cup of tea. When a Sigma ages, he does not become slower, he becomes deliberate. He does not chase time, he honors it. If youth is about fighting the tide, age for the Sigma is learning to build a sturdy raft and let the current do the heavy lifting. Sigma males, in their younger years, are already enigmas. They move through life with calculated ease. When age adds its weight, they become something of a sage, wiser, quieter, and deeply unbothered by the trivial. In many ways, their aging is a masterclass in living deliberately, a philosophy that the world could use more of. The journey to thriving in the golden years is not an accident. It is the byproduct of choices that align with his ethos. Here are the reasons why Sigma males flourish as they age. 1. They build self-sustaining systems. By the time a Sigma has gathered a few decades under his belt, he understands one immutable truth. Autonomy requires structure. Independence is only as strong as the systems backing it. In youth, you might run on sheer willpower, but with age, you get wiser. The Sigma builds systems that keep him afloat regardless of circumstances around him. Financially, emotionally, or even in terms of health, he ensures the machinery runs without tinkering. When it comes to money, the seasoned Sigma has likely dabbled in ventures, investments, or businesses that generate income while he sleeps. He knows the value of passive systems that free him from the grind. Gone are the days of chasing every dollar. Instead, he builds structures. Think dividend-paying stocks, real estate, or automated businesses that churn profits steadily. Beyond finances, his personal life operates on its own rhythm. He cultivates routines that sustain his mental and physical health. Maybe it is morning meditation, evening walks, or an old-school fitness regime that keeps the joints oiled. These habits are not flashy, but are undeniably effective. He understands the power of consistency, treating it as the engine that powers his longevity. 2. They strip life down to its essentials. Even as a young man, the Sigma male was never one to hoard unnecessary baggage, be it material possessions, shallow relationships, or societal expectations. In his youth, this might have looked like a preference for quality over quantity or an aversion to drama. But as they age, this tendency evolves into a full-blown philosophy of life. By middle age, the Sigma male is ruthless about cutting out the fluff. He pares down everything: his possessions, his obligations, even his thought patterns. The sleek efficiency of his youth becomes something deeper and more profound, a commitment to living authentically. This is not about minimalism for minimalism's sake. It is about clarity. The Sigma male has learned that life's true treasures are rarely found in excess. With age, his home is functional, his friendships are genuine, and his schedule is free of unnecessary commitments. Every aspect of his life serves a purpose, and there is no room for anything else. It is this clarity that gives the Sigma male an edge as he ages. He is not weighed down by the clutter, physical, emotional, or psychological, that many others struggle to let go of. Instead, he moves through life with the precision of someone who knows exactly what he wants and has no time for anything less. 3. They focus on projects that outlive them. An aging Sigma is not content to merely exist. He wants to leave a mark. But unlike the Alpha, who might chase legacy for the applause, the Sigma's ambitions are quieter, more thoughtful. He builds projects that carry his essence long after he is gone, not for recognition, but because it is his way of contributing to the world. One common avenue is creative work. Perhaps he writes a book, composes music, or paints a series of pieces that tell his story. Creative projects have a timeless quality, and the Sigma knows that they can inspire others long after he has left the scene. He does not rush these projects. They are labors of love, crafted with patience and care. Some Sigmas turn to mentorship. They share their hard-earned wisdom with younger generations, not in a preachy way, but through meaningful conversations and quiet guidance. The Sigma sees value in passing down lessons, knowing that knowledge is one of the few things that grows when shared. Others focus on tangible, impactful initiatives. They might fund scholarships, plant forests, or start nonprofits aimed at solving specific problems. These projects are not about personal glory. Often, the Sigma remains in the background, letting the work speak for itself. He understands that true impact does not need a signature. The Sigma sees his 50s as the prime time to sow seeds for the future, whether it is creating generational wealth for his family or leaving behind a body of work that inspires others. His projects are purposeful and deeply personal. 4. They learn new skills to keep the mind active. There is an old saying, "You do not stop learning because you grow old. You grow old because you stop learning." Sigma males take this to heart. They approach life with the curiosity of a novice and the discipline of a seasoned professional. They know that staying mentally sharp requires more than just crossword puzzles. It demands continuous growth. The Sigma male is not afraid to step outside his comfort zone, whether it is learning a new language, picking up woodworking, finally mastering that guitar riff he could not get right in his 20s, or diving into coding. He thrives on the challenge of mastering something new. It is not about becoming an expert, but about keeping the gears of his mind well-oiled. Learning new skills also keeps him adaptable. The world is changing faster than ever, and the Sigma understands the value of staying ahead of the curve. At this age, he is not the guy who clings to the way things used to be. Instead, he embraces innovation, seeing it as an opportunity rather than a threat. But it is not all work and no play. For the Sigma, learning is as much about joy as it is about utility. He picks up skills that bring him happiness or enrich his life in unexpected ways. It could be cooking, photography, or even mastering the perfect golf swing. For him, the process is as rewarding as the result. 5. They donate to causes discreetly. Philanthropy, for the older Sigma, is not about press releases or plaques on walls. He gives quietly, with no fanfare or expectation of gratitude. His contributions are not performative, they are purposeful. The seasoned Sigma knows that the truest form of giving is anonymous, driven by the desire to make a difference rather than to be noticed. To him, giving is personal, almost sacred. He would rather see his resources transform lives than see his name engraved on a donor's wall. His choice of causes reflects his values. He does not throw money at flashy, surface-level initiatives. Instead, he seeks out causes that align with his beliefs, be it supporting underprivileged communities, funding educational programs, or backing environmental conservation efforts. Sometimes, his contributions are not even monetary. The Sigma might donate his time or expertise, mentoring young entrepreneurs, volunteering at a local shelter, or helping a grassroots organization fine-tune its strategies. He understands that time, wisdom, and connections can be just as valuable as financial support, if not more. At this stage of life, the Sigma's generosity is also deeply tied to his sense of purpose. He gives not because he has to, but because he wants to leave the world a little better than he found it. It is not about ego or obligation. It is about doing the right thing, quietly and effectively. 6. They plan for the inevitable. A Sigma male at this point is not afraid to face the one reality most people avoid: mortality. While others might shy away from conversations about the end of life, the Sigma approaches it with a pragmatic and even philosophical mindset. For him, planning for the inevitable is not morbid, it is responsible. By now, he has taken care of the practicalities. His will is in order, his estate is organized, and his loved ones know exactly what to do when the time comes. He does not leave these things to chance because he understands that clarity now spares chaos later. His legacy is too important to be left to guesswork. But his planning goes beyond paperwork. The Sigma uses this stage of life to reflect on how he wants to be remembered. What values does he want to pass on? What lessons will outlive him? These questions shape the way he spends his time, the projects he invests in, and the relationships he nurtures. In a way, the Sigma's relationship with mortality sharpens his focus on living well. Knowing that time is finite, he does not waste it on trivial pursuits. He pours himself into meaningful work, cherishes his connections, and live with an intensity that others often overlook. Let us be clear, this is not about fearing death. It is about respecting life. The Sigma sees the inevitable as a reason to make every moment count. By planning for the end, he ensures that his story is one of intention, impact, and quiet dignity. A fitting conclusion for a man who has spent his life thriving on his terms. There you have it. If you enjoyed the video, kindly hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.